Hello, hello. Welcome into Lighthouse Tapestry. It is Thursday, the 4th of December, the full moon in Gemini. So, welcome in, and we're delighted that you've joined us, whichever time zone and place you are across the world. And we are your Lighthouse crew. So, let's everyone say hello. Ron, Wendy, Morgan, Ruby, and myself, Sari. We're delighted to have a conversation with you this evening regarding the full moon. And we're going to go through our normal routine of clearing the energy, talking a little bit about the astrology, pulling some cards for the collective, and then going through the ritual ceremony. So it will be a similar format. And we're sending a shout out to both Denise and Dawn, who are world travelers right now. And we wish them Godspeed and safe travels on their journey. So this evening, we're going to start with a very short energy clearing. And Ruby, would you like to get us started off with clearing this beautiful energy?
Sure, I'd love to. All right, everybody, we're going to do a clearing to get centered here. So we're going to start by taking a deep breath in and exhaling slowly. And feel your body settle into presence, allowing your mind to loosen and open. Tonight, under the full moon in Gemini, we're stepping into the path of clarity. And this path is where scattered thoughts settle and truth rises and insight flows with ease. So we're going to begin by imagining a straight, quiet path stretching before you. And the air is cool and the night is clear. And each step brings your mind into greater stillness. With your next breath in, pause. And then we're going to release overthinking. And feel those loops of the mind soften and unwind and fade. Breathe in and release anxiety and release those racing thoughts. Release tension behind the eyes and across the forehead. Let the mental static dissolve into quiet. With another breath, we're going to release miscommunication and unspoken truths. Allow your throat to soften. Allow your voice to return to honesty and ease. And imagine as you walk this path, you're noticing your mind is becoming brighter and cleaner, feels more spacious. And these ideas settle into place within you, and your perspectives are starting to widen. And you're feeling your inner voice becomes unmistakably clear. So breathe in again. And we're going to release the scattered focus. We're going to call all of your attention back to yourself. Every single piece of you returns now to one steady center that is focused and calm and aligned. We're going to be releasing outdated narratives and mental identities and those stories you no longer choose to live inside. As you breathe, they fall away behind you on the path. Place a hand on your heart. Let your breath expand into that space. The moon quietly asks you, what truth am I ready to honor? What clarity am I ready to step into? What voice within me is ready to be heard? Your answer will rise within you gently. The path now shines with steady moonlight, illuminating both logic and intuition, helping them meet in harmony. Take one final breath in and exhale fully. When you're ready, step forward on this path, clear, open, aligned, and guided by the bright, sharp awareness of the Gemini moon. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And we're going to be turning this back over to Sari for some astrology.
Wow, Ruby, that was beautiful. Thank you. And I wanted, before we get started on the astrology, I wanted to hold up my crystals, and this is in a starfish glass container. And during the full moon, it gives us a great opportunity to cleanse our crystals and to supercharge them, if you will. So if you have some crystals, just a great reminder to put them in the window or outside during the day to soak up sun or maybe snow, because in different parts of the world, it's snowing right now. And then at night to put it in under the moonlight, maybe inside a window, that would be great. And it's a great reminder. So the astrology, this is very interesting because this is the last full moon of the year. And again, the full moon in Gemini, it happens when the moon's in Gemini and the sun is in Sagittarius. And as a reminder, now I'm a beginner, so I am nowhere near Dawn and Denise, or many of you probably watching, but the full moon always represents the opposition between the sun and the moon, creating an illumination, clarity, and also a lot of heightened awareness. And the astrology of this Gemini full moon, you have the moon in Gemini, which is an air sign ruled by Mercury. The themes of communication, which we've been talking about, thinking, learning, curiosity, and flexibility. The sun is in Sagittarius, and it's a fire sign, which is ruled by Jupiter. The themes of truth and wisdom, having a big picture vision for the future, exploration, honesty, speaking your truth. And this creates what we would call mind versus meaning, facts versus truth, details versus vision, and logic versus intuition. Mercury, which is Gemini's ruler, influences our thoughts, our conversations, our messages, our communication style, and mental clarity. And Ron, as you have learned with the Mercury retrograde, oftentimes things go haywire with communications or the internet. And so I believe Mercury is going direct, or is direct. So hopefully we are coming out of some of that discombobulated communications energy. And most of us have felt it. And also Jupiter in Sagittarius, or Sagittarius's ruler, Jupiter is going to bring expansion of all these thoughts. It also brings optimism and truth-telling. So the moon highlights communication breakthroughs, mental clarity, information exchange, and the release of old thought patterns and maybe even old belief systems. And Gemini energy, to describe it, it's very light, it's very quick, it's expressive, it's around mental clarity, focusing on the mind, not the emotional side. And so, as Dawn would say, well, what does all this mean? And so Dawn sent me her 411, or her thoughts on this full moon and what we should really pay attention to. And thank you, Dawn, for being our coach from the astrology perspective. So the full moon squares the nodes at 13 degrees. And it says, okay, you would need to check your charts for 5 degrees on either side, the signs of Virgo, Pisces, Sag, and Gemini. Mercury is still in Scorpio, and it's scraping out the secrets that we've been talking about and getting help from this water trine. Venus is looking to justice in Sagittarius, or for justice. And we've also been talking about this. There are galactic energies moving in with Three-Eye Atlas and the Galactic Center coming in this month for the month of December. So what are we releasing? What this means is Mercury in Scorpio direct is still pulling out the secrets, and it's going to have a much easier time of getting to the truth with the help of this grand water trine. The truth will come out, and we've been talking about shocks, awes, secrets coming to light, and this could be in our personal lives, with relationships, with families. There could be family secrets coming out, and if you were in the U.S. Last week during the Thanksgiving holidays, you might have experienced that. But truth is coming out also in bigger ways on our planet. So we might see things in the news, shocks, awes, and surprises that previously we might not have known. Now, there are a lot of planets in Sagittarius where truth and justice will prevail. So there is a theme of truth-telling, and justice, balancing the scales. Venus is a big part of getting that justice. And as Dawn said, she has been breaking dishes because she's unhappy with all the truths that are coming out. And now she wants justice for these truths that are coming out in shock and awe. And it's a global viewpoint. It's not just something in one country, one region. So many stories around abuse of power and control over others. So we're also releasing the old ways that were done on every level. Things are going to be speeding up. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I feel like we're going light speed or warp speed. And sometimes time seems to slow and stop for a moment, and then it speeds up again. So if we thought it was hectic, just wait, because it's going to get even more intense. AI has been making major changes in our lives, and there is no going back to a time before cell phones and computers. Now, the Gemini new moon is, the full moon, no, the new moon is asking us to see a new way of doing things, setting boundaries as to how much we allow Chat GPT and other modalities in our personal space. Now, these are tools that are for the greater good, but it should not be used in a way that if it takes away from original thinking and connection to source, connection with nature. Computer tools should be designed to free up your time instead of making it for you. It's not a substitute, it's a tool. So these are some of the things that we're going to be asked to release: belief systems, old patterns. We're going to be seeing truths come out. There's going to be the scales of justice being balanced. And so this is no time for being shy with your feelings. I was listening to another astrologer today named, I listened to Pam Gregory, but also Lori Lovian, who does mundane astrology. She's out of Canada and Pam is out of the UK. So very consistent with these themes. I do believe that we're going to be getting a lot of information that is coming out, and things that we are being asked to release and to let go of that no longer resonate for us. So from an astrology perspective, they said the first really 8 or 9 days of December are pretty positive. But once you start getting into around the 9th and 10th for the remainder of the month, we're going to see some challenges. So you may see some challenges coming about going into next weekend and beyond. So, put your hard hat on and just know there's a lot of astrological changes and energetic shifts that are happening on the planet right now. So with that, I am going to ask Ron to get us started off. Ron is going to ask a question for the collective of what do we need to release in this full moon for all of us as a community. And Ron is going to start off by pulling a rune tonight.
Okay. Thanks, Cherie. That was pretty awesome reading you gave us there. I'm pretty much overwhelmed with it. I pulled the rune for harvest. So actually, this is a beneficial rune, I believe. And its time period is 1 year. So this is a rune of beneficial outcomes. This rune applies to any activity or endeavor to which you are committed. Be aware, however, that no quick results can be expected. A span of time is usually involved, hence the key words 1 year, symbolizing a full cycle before the reaping and the harvest or deliverance. You have prepared the ground and planted the seed. Now you must cultivate with care. To those whose labor has a long season, a long coming to term, this rune offers encouragement of success. Know that the outcome is in the keeping of the providence and continues, so persevere. Remember the old story about the farmer who was eager to assist his crops. He went out at night and tried to pull them out of the shoots or pull them out of the ground. So there's no way to push the river. Equally, you cannot hasten the harvest. Be mindful that patience is essential for the recognition of your own process, which in the season leads to the harvest of it all. So a very positive rune. It's just a time involved in it. So be aware. And I'm now going to pass it off to, is it Morgan? Ruby, I'm sorry.
Yes. All right,
So
thank
true
you,
for me.
Ron. That's beautiful, and it's also reminding me of the harvest. Always reminds me of the Empress card, which is Venus, which is what we were just talking about. So that's all about harvesting. All right, so I am reading from the Wild Chorus Oracle deck, and I got this really beautiful card for the question, what do we need to release? So at the end of this, I'll explain what it actually means for releasing. But this is also about abundance, mutual aid, and radical imagination. These two crows invite you to imagine a world where you have all that you need and others do too. This card offers a mouthful of ripe berries with plenty to share. It summons a fundamental relational abundance, a fullness that multiplies and overflows between you and me and all of us. It speaks to the part of you that knows how it feels to have enough for yourself and enough to share, even if you have never had that lived experience. There is an authentic generosity in this card that lifts spirits and reconnects the disconnected. You can hold this radical idea in your heart and express it in your actions. Circulation of support is the heart of mutual aid. This card asks you to give in a way that feeds you too, and receive in a way that honors what you have to offer. The central magic of this card is that it asks you both to give and receive, to keep the wheel of abundant fullness turning for everyone. This card enthusiastically cheers on the path you're considering if it's aligned with a larger, greater good. It may warn you against decisions that only benefit you or decisions that are too self-sacrificing. You are one of many, and your role here is to do your small part to increase our collective joy and liberation. So at the bottom, it gives the answer. Love is the one thing that we have more of the more we give away. So what are we asking to release? Love. And we're going to be getting more of it as we release the love. So it's saying dissolve all the currencies into love. You do not have to choose between what seems like competing options. So create networks of mutual aid, celebrate what you have in abundance, and invite others to feast. And again, with Ron's rune, that is harvesting. So again, you're planting seeds for the future, and in the meantime, giving love. And when that year comes around from now, we'll see where we're all at. So that's what I have for mine. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Morgan.
Thanks, Ruby. So the card that came out is from the Energy Oracle cards, and it's the Temple Path. And there's just so much beautiful energy off of here. I got a lot of orbs and golden energy as well. With the harvest theme, when I was looking at the card, it just feels like a peaceful sanctuary and a place to rest, or a small celebration after the harvest. And it just feels like peaceful place to just relax after a long day or a long week, etc. And then with the little orbs that are around here, I heard you will be guided with every step. So it's going to be like a guidance that's like a whisper of warm love. And the guidance is with love, they said. So like, it's not going to be, it's going to be like gentle guidance. This is what I'm getting. And then they also said, just surrender the control. So I don't know if there's been a lot of rushing around, busyness, trying to organize, doing this and that. And all of a sudden you just get to a place where you can like relax and just be like, you know what, I've done what I can do. I've done my part, and just surrender. Like it's a moment of surrender. So it says here with the Temple Path, which is a 12 card, which is a 3, and it's about collaborating as well. It says spiritual purpose and support. Reading this card represents your own spiritual evolution. The winding path you are on leads to a blessed temple in a lovely garden, symbolizing the spiritual destiny your soul has had in mind for this lifetime. This card upright is here to tell you that what you're going through now is all a part of your soul's process. You are on your karmic path and heading in the right direction. And the choices you make now are important for your personal growth and life lessons. The lights around the temple represent the spirit world, your family members and friends, angels and guides, all the loving spirit helpers who long to assist you. Call upon them and be open to their wisdom and inspiration. This is a wonderful life expanding time, so keep in mind your personal priorities as well as your spiritual connection. Following your higher intentions will help you move your life forward in dramatic ways, and connecting with spirit and your higher self will have a wonderful influence on all that you experience. So with that, I am going to pass it on to Wendy.
Thank you so much. Wow, those were amazing, just amazing messages. And it all is, synchronizing and coming together. I don't know if you guys know this, but this full moon is also called the gold full moon. So I felt like Morgan's card really fit with that as well. And these messages coming through around this time of the holiday season as well, I think it's perfect culmination of these messages coming through. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get us started on the ritual. So let's see this. So this ritual is designed to align with the airy, communicative energy of the full moon in Gemini. And this moon is asking us to clear all the mental clutter and the outdated stories, the communication blocks, any limiting beliefs that have been rooted in our thought patterns, all of those things, as I'm sure you have gathered from the clearing and some of these messages that have come through. So what you are going to need is a pen and some paper. Okay, so you can write down the things that you want to be releasing. And you'll also, if you can, have a candle that we're going to light and a bowl of water. And then if you have something for sound, because we have the candle for fire, the water, obviously. I also have some crystals for grounding. So this is for earth energy. I've got some serpentine and some tiger's eye. These are both really good for grounding your energy. And then if you have something for sound, and now usually Don has a singing bowl, and I have Ron has a singing bowl. If he would go ahead and he was going to hit the singing bowl for us. So that is our connection with air. I'm going to go ahead and light this candle for our connection with fire. And then we have our bowl of water, your water, and hold on to one of your stones. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and think about what it is that we want to write down. So I invite everyone to go ahead and take a few deep breaths. And under this full moon in Gemini, we are gathering to release old thoughts, outdated stories, and anything that blocks clarity, communication, or truth. So we welcome mental freedom, fresh ideas, and an open mind. All right. So for your writing, we want to write down the thoughts, beliefs, patterns, or communication blocks that you're ready to release. Okay, so you want to think about some of the themes of Gemini, like mental clutter, confusion or indecision, negative self-talk, procrastination, fear of speaking your truth, any outdated narratives that have been keeping you small, right? So go ahead and take a minute to write down the things that you want to release. And when you are ready, and I know Don says this every time, so no matter when you're watching this, you are all joining us in the quantum field. So you can watch this at any time. You can come back to it. You can repeat it, whatever you feel you need to do. So once you have written down the things that you want to release, go ahead and take that piece of paper, and I want you to put it in your hand and hold it over your heart. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to walk you through a visualization. So go ahead and close your eyes. And take a deep breath in and hold. and exhale fully. Again, inhale clarity, exhale tension. Feel your shoulders drop, your jaw release, your mind begin to quiet. Imagine the bright, silvery glow of the Gemini full moon shining above you. See the light flowing down over your head, illuminating your thoughts with softness and clarity. Let it pull gently at your throat, opening space for truth, calm communication, and clear thinking. Imagine a gentle breeze moving through your mind, a cool, refreshing Gemini wind. With each inhale, the breeze gathers the cluttered, distracting, or outdated thoughts you no longer need. With each exhale, the wind carries them away, lifting them out of your mind, dissolving them into the moonlit sky. See the thoughts drift upward like pale wisps of smoke, becoming smaller and lighter until they disappear entirely into the night. Repeat this for a few breaths. Inhale, gather the thoughts. Exhale, release them to the sky. As the breeze clears your inner landscape, imagine your mind becoming spacious, bright, and calm, a wide, open sky of possibility. Allow the following affirmations to settle into this spacious clarity. My mind is open and refreshed. I release what no longer serves my thinking. Clarity moves through me with ease. My voice and thoughts are aligned with my truth. I embrace new perspectives with openness and peace. Feel each affirmation echo through your cleared inner space. Bring awareness back to your breath. Inhale gently. Exhale slowly. Sense the moonlight resting within you. Calm, bright, and steady. Silently affirm, I move forward with clarity and lightness. Take one final deep breath. And when you're ready, softly open your eyes. Okay. Ooh, sorry. So I'm losing my screen here. So now we're going to go ahead and tear these up. We're going to burn them. So with clarity and truth, I release these thoughts and stories. So you can either just tear them up, or if you do have your water handy, it helps. You can go ahead and burn the pages. Okay. And then drop them into your water bowl. So we want to be careful still. Safety first. Okay. So may this full moon in Gemini bring clear thinking, open communication, and a renewed connection to truth. So I move forward with a lighter mind and an open heart. And with that, we will blow out the candle, and the ritual is complete. Okay, so thank you all for joining us here today. I hope that you guys are able to use this ritual to help you to release some of that and you know, we're setting kind of those new intentions for that next year, as we saw with those messages that came through with the rune and the cards. I'm really hoping everybody has a wonderful, wonderful holiday season, and that you continue to join us for our daily videos and things. So I'm going to go ahead and pull us all back up here so we can say goodbye to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us.